All right, we are live. Let's go. We are officially live once again. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome to another live stream. I'm pumped to see we've got some people here. Go ahead and spam up some W's in the chat. The classic W's. Go ahead and say what's up. Let me know if you're here. Maybe you're watching on X. Maybe you're watching on Instagram. Watching on YouTube. If you're on Instagram or X, come hang out on YouTube. Everybody, come to YouTube. We've got some big stuff going on. Who's here with me today? What is going on, everybody? Man, I got so much to talk about today. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to cover everything. And I feel like all over the place. Like, I just want to say everything all at once. What up, James Gordy? What is up? We got Mark D in the chat. Hello, everybody. Well, welcome in. I'm going to wait for everybody to get here. We got Judy. What's up, Judy? Judy was watching the other stream earlier. I'll talk about that, too. A little firefight. Man, I got so much. Like, there's so much that you guys don't even know about. We got Betty here. What's up, Betty? I have so much. I have, like, stories. Like, I don't even think you guys realize how much has happened over these last few weeks. I'm so excited. I got some funny stories that I can't wait to share with you guys. We got a lot to talk about. So what's up? Everybody say what's up in the chat. If you're on Instagram or if you're on X, you got to get in on YouTube. That's where we could all hang out. We're all talking on YouTube in the chat. John is here. Tell us. We'll get to it, John. Don't you worry. Just you hang tight. That's a beautiful picture of you, by the way. Looking like a stud. We got the Unforced Errors boys. Which one of it is you guys? Is this the dude with the long hair? Or is this the other dude with the short hair? That's how I know you guys. One's got long hair. One's got short hair. Where are you guys even based out of? I actually don't know where you guys live. I think you guys live somewhere like in the middle of the country. I always see your clips, though. We got Kate in the... Oh, this is long hair dude. What's up, long hair dude? What is your name? I need to call you by your actual name. Forgive me for not remembering. But you were saying a bunch of nice stuff for me when I was going through the stressful times of getting my show taken down here. And I appreciate you giving me a little shout out and saying some nice. Charleston, South Carolina. Carl, what's up, Carl? There we go. Okay. Carl. Oh, we got Tyra's mom in the chat. What is up, Mrs. Black? Kate spamming the W's. All right. Well, welcome in, everybody. Guys, I have like literally so much to talk about. Let me tell you all the things that we're going to talk about. Let me give you my agenda for today. By the way, we got some people in on Instagram. You can hang out here, but the real fun is over on YouTube. So come over on YouTube. We're going to start getting into it. All right. So what are we talking about today? We got a lot to talk about. Because look, here's the thing. You guys have been literally spamming me to go live. Unbelievable. That's my new sound effect, by the way. What do we think of the new sound effect? Somebody told me to do this last live stream, and I literally did it with like 5 minutes to go before I started. I was like, oh, I got to remember that. But you guys are unbelievable. Everybody's spamming me and my DMs, people in the comment section, in the kitchen. Some people calling me a sellout. People tell me, you got to go live. You guys are unbelievable. You guys are unbelievable. Spill the tea. We got the hype guys here. We will spill some tea. We will spill some tea. We will get into it for sure. Real quick, I do want to give just a quick little thank you. I just got to plug it because I'm just very thankful. Look, you guys know what I've been through these last few months. We've all been through it. It's not just me. Like, if you guys like this show and you want to see these recaps, you want to keep up with what's going on in the pro world. Oh, hold up. I accidentally joined live. If you guys have been wanting the show, you know, the last few months have been crazy. They took this away from us. But then they brought it back. So I'm just very thankful for all the people that have been very supportive. So I just real quick want to give a shout out to all the Patreon members. Darren, Robert, the Pickleball Jones, Jason, Chan, Eddie, Ali, Jason Flam, Jana, Denny, Robert, everybody else on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. Members, we've got the members here too. We've been having some new members. Lori, thank you so much. Super G, Jake Gelvar, the homie, Pickleball Jones, Parker, Edith, and Kate. Like, extra big thank you for your guys' support. Also, if anybody else wants to become a member on YouTube or on Patreon, link for that is down in the description below. Also, check out the Etsy store. All right, plugs are out of the way. Just wanted to say that before we started. Ouch, I just got a message. Somebody is like, you're a sellout and I'm not watching your live stream. Why does everybody think I'm a sellout? All right, we'll talk about that in a little bit. You're allowed to think I'm a sellout. That's okay. I'll explain why I made the decision that I made. And I hope you guys at least understand me. Maybe you don't agree with it, but I just hope you understand where you're coming from. That's kind of what I want to do today. So, all right. So today, here's what we're going to talk about. We'll start with the big thing everybody keeps wondering about, asking me about. We'll talk about the whole big kitchen situation. We'll talk about the partnership, I guess you could call it, with the kitchen. I also want to talk about the Firefight Zone. I don't know if you guys have been watching. Not everybody really knows about it yet, so I want to make sure everybody knows. But the Firefight Zone has been actually a ton of fun. So starting to commentate on the PPA live streams that we got. It's on Pickleball TV. That has been a ton of fun. So we'll talk about kind of how that's all happened. Some behind the scenes stories there. But that was fun. I just got done doing that not too long ago. So that was a ton of fun. I also want to talk about, I went to a movie premiere a few weeks back, and it's called, oh shoot, what was the movie called? Pickleheads. That was it. I forgot what the movie was called. It's called Pickleheads. It was a silly comedy movie. It was a little goofy, but honestly, it was pretty funny. It did make me laugh. I would say everybody who watches any sort of pro pickleball, you should go check that movie out when it does come out and it's available. It was pretty good. And the coolest part was they like incorporate MLP in it. So like, I'm not going to, it's not going to spoil anything, but part of the plot is that there's like a tournament to play for the Texas Ranchers. So that was super cool. And Matty Pickles' dad, Tim Klitsch, was in the movie. He had a cameo. So that was like super cool to see him up on the big screen. Matty Pickles was in it too. He's like in the background because they filmed it at the Austin Pickle Ranch. And I remember when they were filming it, hearing about it. And then it didn't hit me till it was so funny. We were in the middle of the movie and my fiance was like, hey, I think this is the movie that Matty Pickles said he was in. And I was like, how do you know about that? And how did I forget about that? And she was right. Like Matty was in the background. It was so funny to see him in there, just cheering on in the background. So super cool. But really, honestly, I want to share some stories about that night because there was a ton of pickleballers there, pro pickleballers. So some people were there that some of you guys might find interesting. If you guys know some of the lore and have been on a part of these live streams back in the day. Oh, we got the kitchen here. Oh, okay. Legend. Okay. Glazing me up already. Fiance, come on, man. You haven't been on these live streams. That's how man, just expose yourself right there. That's old news. No, but glad you're here. We got Parker in the chat. What's up, Parker? Seen Parker the other day at Newport. So we'll talk about that movie premiere. A lot of interesting characters there. So that was fun. So I can't wait to share some stories about that. What else? I had a little list here because there was some other stuff. Oh, we'll talk about Newport. I was at Newport on Saturday. Some funny stuff happened there. If you guys watched the recap, maybe you saw me kind of hinting at some of the stories, but I'll share a little bit more detail on that because there was just so much funny stuff that happened at Newport that I just want to like talk about. I can't fit it all in the recap, so I do want to talk about some of the stuff that happened, like some of the cringe moments. I had guys, I had so many cringe moments at Newport. Like, I'm not even joking. I had 3 moments that haunt me at night. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, when you guys hear these stories, you're going to be like, damn, Callie lost all aura. Metallica once was called the Sellout, and they said, correct, we sell out every venue around the world. Yeah, I sell out every recap. It doesn't really apply to me. And also, it doesn't help that you're here saying I'm not a sellout when you're the one that I sold out to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually really excited for what I'm doing with the kitchen. And I'm not just saying that. And I didn't know how it was going to go, but literally after just like 2 days, I'm like, okay, I did make the right choice. And I'll explain why. Dude, low-key, Newport was one of the worst venues for championship court in a while. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's very tight. It's very tight. I knew that was going to be a problem. I'll tell you what, APP did a Newport tournament back in 2024. They might have did one in 2025, but like who's watching APP in 2025? Who was even watching it in 2024, to be honest? But I was there for APP in 2024, and they did championship court where grandstand was at. And I think if PPA is going to go back, I think they have to go there. I think you got to do championship court where grandstand was at. Because if you've been to the venue, you realize that there's only so much space on championship court. And it was so packed. Like, it was a problem. But still, I mean, it's a great venue. Very cool spot. And honestly, I was impressed with how little wind there was on championship court. I know it was like talked about, but dude, like if you guys knew, literally like me and my buddy roll up to Newport, we're waiting for the shuttle. Like we're walking out of the parking garage, crossing the street, and literally like we can't walk across the street. Like the wind is like blowing us, like it's pushing us back. It was so crazy. And we're looking at each other like, dude, there might not be pickleball on today. Like this is crazy. They can't play in this weather. But actually it was fine. So do what you need to do. Love your program. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. Spill the beans. Get to it already. Yeah, I know. All right. I'm trying to make sure we got everybody in here first. Let's see. The new coverage of PPA the first 2 days is awful. Only on YouTube. You don't like it on YouTube? I feel like it's great on YouTube. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I've been loving that they're putting it on YouTube. Best part is they have the live chat on there as well. I think the tough part about it is we don't have the actual like good camera. That's my only thing. And I've been trying to push for them to fix that. At least on Thursday. It's like on Thursday, it's exclusively on Pickleball TV. Why can't we get those streams? I can understand that they don't want to let us use their production for YouTube. But when we're using their production for Pickleball TV, why are we using different cameras? Anyways, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Mark D, I'm down with the basic recap, but the tea needs to be spilled. I'll spill some tea. Yeah, I guess we'll get into it. Yeah, we'll see. I'm confused how this is even a thing. We have the largest reach in the... Oh, come on. And you're the best at what you do. Anyone who calls you sellout is... Just leave them alone. It's fine. Watch. I'll explain it like we're good. Like, let's not even worry about... We don't need to prove anything. The umbrella flew onto the roof. Yo, that was crazy. All right, while we're on the subject, I'm just going to zigzag. We'll zigzag through stories. So you guys saw on the recap that umbrella that went flying. Dude, literally, it was so windy out. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, the umbrella just goes flying up. And it was, like, scary because it, like, flies up Mary Poppins style and then comes flying back down. Everybody's screaming, scared. Thankfully, that one that you saw, like, on camera, like, that wasn't that bad. It got really high. And it was like, yo, is this, like, are we going to see somebody with, like, a pole through their chest, like just stabbed and dead at this venue right now? That was fine. But that wasn't the only time that an umbrella went flying. Literally, an umbrella came out of the holder and fell on a dude. And it literally hit a guy in the head. And it was bad. I was sitting behind him, and he was like a bald guy. So he had an ice pack. They gave him an ice pack. I didn't know it was for that. He was putting the ice pack on his head. I thought it was just hot out. So I'm like, man, this guy gets it. Like, I don't know where he got an ice pack from, but dude, smart move. It is hot out. This guy probably got sunburned bad on his head. And then like 5 minutes later, a medic comes up to him and is like, hey, buddy, just wanted to check out. I heard you got hit in the head and everything all right? And he's like, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. He's like, all right, well, I'm back here if you need me. Okay. They were kind of worried. You know, they're like, please don't sue us. But yeah, I don't know what happened with these umbrellas, but all of a sudden some dude comes out with like a drill and was like making it tighter, like where the umbrellas go in. And it's like, how did we not make sure that these umbrellas were in tight? So yeah, so pretty crazy how windy it got there. Let's see. They played in 30-mile-per-hour winds in Texas last year. Yeah, at the tournament that's going on right now, PPA Texas, last year, so windy. It was crazy. That was like probably one of the windiest days of the year. Texas was nuts last year. Always is. Yeah. Let's see. You are my favorite channel to watch as long as we can still get your content told in your style. I don't care how we get it. Yes. Oh, well, thank you for saying that, first off. But second, let's start getting into it. So look, nothing. And here's my promise that I will make to you right now. And Jared's in here. So he's going to hear me say this, and he already knows that this is the case. Nothing is changing about the show. Nothing. They don't give me creative direction. They don't tell me, don't say that. Nothing. That's not happening. I wouldn't do this if that was the case. I couldn't live with myself if that was the case, okay? So that's first and foremost, is that the show is going to be the show. This is what got me here. Why would I change that? Like, if I had to dial back, if I had to watch myself, if I had to watch what I'm saying, then we could just have somebody else do it. Like, part of what makes this show unique, and the thing that separates me from anybody else, is that I'm going to say what I want to say, like my personality, my thoughts, right? So Jared has never even come close to implying that I shouldn't say something or don't do that or anything. Yeah, even says it. We wouldn't want to do anything with Chris if he wasn't his 100% authentic true self, period. So yeah, so and I would imagine that's part of the reason why they want me to do this and, team up with them. So look, here's the problem I had. Cuz this didn't just happen all of a sudden. Jared and I have been talking about this for a little bit. He's kind of put it out there that this was a possibility, and I've thought about it. I've said no in the past, and then I've said, all right, maybe I'm kind of thinking about it. And eventually, we made it happen. But why now? Like, what's been going on? I've been growing the show for a while. I've been doing this since January 2023. So it's been over 3 years that I've been doing this. And it has grown so much since then, obviously. Back then, I mean, if I got 300 views on a video, I was like high-fiving people. Like, can you believe it? 300 people watch this. And whatever. If a show gets 300 views, that's still like pretty good, especially in our small little niche pickleball world. But then it started to grow more and more. 2024 was kind of when I saw like a lot of growth. 2025 grew still. But things have kind of plateaued for me. I'm realizing that that things kind of got put, especially things really got grinded to a halt this last time where I went through all that BS with me not being able to use the footage anymore back in October of 2025. Things really got stuck for me, and the thing was Zane Navertil, shout out to Zane. Zane's been doing his recap for a while now. And I know a lot of people that watch this show aren't really into his style, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to be into it, but there also are a lot of people who are into that style. The people who are into that usually aren't into what I'm doing. And before Zane came around, nobody else was really doing recaps, like with footage and like highlights, besides like, PPA doing their own thing or whatever. So once people then had the ability to watch something that was a little bit more like black and white, like a little bit just like kind of like factual, a little bit of personality with Zane, he's got a personality. It's not just like completely boring. But it's different. Once people now had that, I think a lot of people stopped watching what I was doing because they're like, oh, thank God, I could watch somebody who's not screaming the whole freaking time. It's not annoying. And it's a lot shorter. It's like 20 minutes. I'm not going to sit for an hour and watch this. So, for me, it seemed like the growth was stopping. And honestly, I attribute that to a lot to like now there's more competition, which is good. And never got mad, never got jealous. I just said to myself, I got to step it up. And so you guys have probably noticed over the last half of last year, I started putting out the show a lot quicker. I've been trying to do Monday releases. That's been my thing. And I've been like, all right, I'm like releasing this on Monday. I got to step it up. I've been trying to cut up more clips and put them out there and try to get more people to watch. But here's the thing. And here's just the brutal reality is I got to pay the bills. And I have a full-time job. This is not my full-time job to do this. This is something that I do on the side. So I'm basically working 2 jobs. When you add up all the time that gets put into this over the course of the week with watching pickleball and filming and editing and all the social media stuff and everything involved, this is like at least 20 hours extra a week. So when you combine my full-time job with this, I'm working like 60 hours plus, and that's a lot of time. I'm totally okay with it. Like, don't take this as me complaining, but I'm just saying, like, I have a bottleneck here. Like, if I want to take this to the next level, I have 2 options. I could either quit my full-time job and really just like invest in this and try to go hard on this, which is always a huge risk, or I try to see if I can get some help. And that's why at this point, when I thought about it, I can get a lot of help from the kitchen because my goal is to keep growing this show. I mean, it makes me so happy to see when people discover this show. Here I am on year 4, and people are just now discovering this. People have been playing pickleball, never really watched pro pickleball. They discover this show, and then they start to get into it. And I love that story. And that's like, I'm trying to create that for as many people as I can. Like, that's always the goal is, and I say it all the time. And that's why when PPA or UPA cut off my access, I was really bummed, because I was like, yo, I'm trying to get more eyeballs on you guys. Like, my goal is not to take people away and say, stop watching pro pickleball. My goal is to say, look how awesome this is. For all the ways that I find it awesome, I'm trying to share that with people and say, look, I'll cut it up into an enjoyable hour and let you see this so you can get caught up in case you missed it, because it is a lot of time to dedicate to staying in touch, to staying tapped in with all this. I'll put in the work, and you just sit back and relax. And for 1 hour a week, you could just watch this and you know everything that's going on. So that's the goal, and that's been the goal. And, if that is my goal, I got to think like, well, how do I grow this? Like, how do I step up? Because I can't accept that this is just going to plateau and just kind of stay the same with the amount of time I'm putting in, the amount of effort I'm putting in, the stress, So one of the things that I was really looking out for help was a few things. Number one, I want more eyeballs. I want more people to see this. I want more people to know that this exists. And look, love or hate the kitchen, they're the biggest. They're the top dog. They've got the most subscribers. Plain and simple. If you want eyeballs, that's where you go. And that wasn't like my primary motivation, but that's huge. That is a lot of value there. But the other two things that I really did need help with, the other one is cutting up clips. I'm terrible with, I don't have a social media mindset. I'm not good at like the short form content. I don't really go on Instagram that much. I mean, I go on Instagram for like this. I don't have a personal Instagram though. Like, I'm not like on Instagram, like for myself, you know what I mean? And that seems to be where in the pro pickleball space, that kind of seems to be like the big one. Like, pickleball on X is not big. It's a very small group of people who watch pro pickleball and are on X. That's actually the thing I like more is X. Like, I kind of get that a little bit more. But still, I'm just not like social media minded. I like just kind of posting for myself, But so anyways, my point being, I was like, man, if I can get some help with cutting up clips, that would be huge. Because here's the thing too about this show. This show is an hour. And so who is a big audience that watches this show? Well, you've either really into pro pickleball and you're obsessed and you just want to like relive kind of what happened over the course of the week, have a nice summary. Even though you watched it, you might want to just kind of a quick summary for people like that. But really you got to think about it. If it's an hour, it's for people who are willing to spend that hour. It's for people who have an attention span for an hour. The younger generation is not into an hour-long pickleball show. It's just not the case. Let me grab a sip of water. Quick story. Oh, wait, actually, let me tell this story because this will make my point for me. I was playing pickleball at Los Cab, and I was on the open play courts. And every now and then, somebody will recognize me. They'll be like, "Oh, yay!" Like, the thing I've gotten a few times is this really happens. I'll get somebody that goes, "Oh yeah, hey, where do I recognize you from? Oh, you're the guy from YouTube, right? Yeah, you're the guy on YouTube. Oh, that's right. I love your show. Yeah, Friday Pickleball. That's you." I'm like, "No, dog, I'm not Friday Pickleball. Like, what do you like? It's actually Sorry Not Sorry." And they're like, "Oh yeah, my bad. I've seen your voice, or I've heard your voice. I've seen your face." But every now and then somebody will recognize me. They'll be like, "Oh, Sorry Not Sorry." And they're like, it's funny too, because they're like, "What's your name again?" "I just know you as Sorry Not Sorry." And I'm like, "Hi, my name's Chris." So that happened the other day. It was a dad and his two kids, and it was brother and sister, little kids. They must have been like 12, 13 years old, very young. And they got all excited. They were like, "Oh, Chris Callie. Oh, I want to play Sorry Not Sorry. Oh, hey, hooks of the week." They're like, "Oh, we want to play you. We want to play you." So I got to play with them. And honestly, like I get uncomfortable when people recognize me. It makes me feel weird because I'm like, oh, do they like me? Do they not like me? Do they think I'm annoying? You know, like I do get a little self-conscious. I can't lie. And I never assume that people know who I am. It always does surprise me to hear something like that. But yeah, so they were like all excited, and I was nervous because I'm like, shoot, I got these young kids, like a 12 and a 13-year-old, and they're probably really good at pickleball, and they are gonna whoop my butt right now. And they're gonna go in the comment section and be like, Chris Callie is so terrible at pickleball. We whooped him, we pickled him, we double pickled him, blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, like I gotta like lock in. I gotta show these kids that like I'm pretty good at pickleball too. And so I was playing them, and honestly, like I was doing not bad. These kids were good. Like they play junior PPA. Like they were really good. They were definitely like 4 or 5 level, if not better. Like they were like seriously so good. But I felt like I was playing my best pickleball against them because I was like locked in. And it was a ton of fun. But I was like trying so hard. Like I was trying so hard that it was kind of cringy. You know, like I was like, I feel like I'm going a little too, like I'm just slamming overheads on these, like this poor little girl, this like 13-year-old girl. Like I'm just slamming it at her. Like just going so hard because I just don't want to be embarrassed. But anyways, this is where it gets real bad. The boy who's a little bit younger, I hit a drop shot. The kid hits like a slice drop volley in the kitchen. I full sprint, like cross court to get to it. I literally dove. I dove to hit the ball. Paddle flies out of my hand. I'm on the ground, like literally like fell on the ground, like completely just tossed on the ground, just banged up in pain. And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. Why did I just do that? I'm probably hurt right now. And I'm waiting for like somebody to be like, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? I turn around. The point is still going. I freaking got it. I got it over the net. I couldn't believe it. Like I'm telling you, this was like SportsCenter top 10 play. I don't know how I got it, but it went over. And I'm like, oh, I literally said, I'm like, oh, we're still going? I get up, run back on the court. They hit a shot. I have a wide open look for a forehand volley as I come back to poach a ball, and I hit it in the freaking net. I was so mad. I blew it. I would have had the coolest point of all time. I dove for a ball, got it over, had time to chill on the ground for a second, came back, tried to hit a volley for a winner, and in the net. Those kids were so good, though. You guys were unbelievable. It was nuts. It was honestly like a crazy point. But then anyway, it was kind of cool because then everybody was like, yo, that was crazy. Like everybody's high-fiving me, like coming off the like other courts and being like, whoa, I can't believe you did that. I'm like, cool shot, right? Meanwhile, I'm in so much pain. Like, look, I have a cut on my arm. I don't know if you can see it. See this right here? I was bleeding like so badly. I'm like, yeah, like nice shot, kid. Like good one. Meanwhile, I'm like, that was so embarrassing. I'm trying so hard against these like 12 and 13-year-old. I hurt my hand so bad. Like my hand still hurts from like falling on the cement. My paddle is probably all busted. So what a wild day. But anyway, okay, why did I tell that story? Here's why I told that story. Here's what I'm getting to with that. As I was talking to that kid, and he was like, yo, you covered one of my matches that I played in junior PPA back in like 2024. It was so cool. Like I was so excited that you covered the match. And he's like, your recaps are kind of long. Like he was just being so blunt. He was just like his time to like vent his frustration. He's like, dude, your recaps are so long. Like I don't even watch them. I was like, damn, okay. Like here I was like thinking like, oh, this kid's like totally into the show. Big fan. Meanwhile, he's like, yeah, I don't watch them. I was like, damn, okay. He's like, but I love your clips. Like, I love like when you put out like smaller videos. He's like, I watch all those. That's how I get caught up. And I was like, oh man, like, duh. If you go into my YouTube studio, like the back end of my YouTube channel, and you look at the demographics of people who watch like the videos that I have, you'll see that it's honestly mostly over 50% are people 50 plus, because those are the people with the attention span. Those are people who are used to sitting down and watching TV. And a lot of the people who love this show, they tell me, hey, I watch this with my wife, or hey, I watch this with my husband. I watch this with my parents. I watch this like together with somebody. So, the best way to enjoy this show is to like put it on your TV and sit down and actually like watch it. But dude, these kids, 12, 13 years old, are not sitting down to watch an hour-long show. You guys are unbelievable. They can't focus on that. They need it in short form, So, it kind of hit me. I'm like, man, like I need to do more short form stuff. Like I need to have clips out. I get so busy sometimes that some weeks I don't put any extra content out like that. So anyways, my point being, that is one of the things that I was like, I really hope the kitchen can help me out with this. And I'll tell you what, shout out to Devin at the kitchen. I don't know if anybody really knows Devin. I didn't know who he was. But when I first got on a call, I was talking to the kitchen. First time I talked with Jared, it was just me and him. Then we talked again, and he brought like the whole team on. Like I met everybody that's there, and that was super cool. But one of the guys that I met was Devin, and I knew right from the first conversation with him, I was very impressed with him. He just gave me like some small feedback on like my thumbnails and talking about strategy, and I was like, oh, this guy gets it. I'm like, I want to work with this guy. Like that was really what like locked me in, like, and that made me like really committed. I was like, this guy is good. He totally gets it. So I've been working with him a lot. And yesterday he sends me a clip that he made. He's like, hey, use this, post this on Instagram. And it's just like, man, it seems so simple maybe to everybody else, but he like cracked the code for like how I should have been doing the short form. Like I watched it and I'm just sitting there in amazement and I'm like, this is exactly what I should have been doing this whole time. Like it's simple. It's like just me on the bottom, vertical orientation, but it's like cutting up all the best parts, like kind of back to back to back. And I'm like, boom, duh, genius. I'm like, dude, I love this so much. Like, this is exactly it. So I was like, right when I got that, I was like, yep, this is what I was hoping for. And day one delivered. And I posted that and it's got a ton of likes, a ton of views. So I just know that was like they just got it. They did get it. So that was like such a relief to be like, yes, all right, good. Like Devin is solid, kitchen team. I'm in good hands with that part. So that's been great. And then they've been posting a ton of clips from the show too. They've been getting a ton of views. Man, so it has been great. Here's the tough part with the short videos though. Here's the thing I noticed, especially if you go on YouTube Shorts, they posted a couple clips on there. And like, here's the thing. When you watch the show, you know that I'm there adding my commentary. Like, this isn't just like a recap for the sake of recapping. It's like, I don't know. I want it to be entertaining. Like I'm trying to provide like my thoughts, and try to make it a little exciting, give you context for stuff. Some people aren't looking for that. Some people are just looking for like the actual clip. Like they just want to like see the play. So there's like a ton of comments that are like, I wish this dude would shut up. This would be better muted, which I knew I was going to get because a lot of the kitchen audience does not know me. They're not into me, but then they're getting stuff put on their feed and they're like, oh, cool, a clip of something exciting that happened. But who the hell is this a-hole talking on here? I wish he would just shut up. So what are you going to do? It's, some people aren't into it, but that's okay. I think that there's going to be a lot of people who are into it. And that's my hope is to reach them. Look, the other part of it too, a lot of people have been like, I hope you got your bag. I hope you're getting paid. Well, here's the thing. Here's what the agreement is. Everybody's asking me like, you sold out, like as if like money is my master. But here's the thing. The kitchen, they gave me a nice payment. I made $1.24 million. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I cashed out. I'm now the highest paid person in pickleball. 1.01 more than Anna Bright. So huge deal. I took the money and ran away. $1.24 million for the show, completely sold it, gave them all the, just kidding. No, that's obviously not what happened. Look, I'm not going to talk about financials or anything like that because that's none of your business, but it's also not what I'm about. That's not what I'm after. I will say, don't worry about that part. Like, I'm not getting ripped off. Jared's not trying to screw me over or anything like that. Like, this is going to help me out. We'll just leave it at that. This is going to help me out more in that department. Because the other thing that I'm really struggling with is I am not good with getting sponsorships. That's just like a part of my brain that does not work. I struggle with reaching out to people and trying to get I've done a decent job. I've had some cool sponsorships before, but I'm not consistent. I'm not staying in touch with people. So it is nice to have some help with that as well. So hopefully we'll get some cool sponsorships. And really, it's just about like giving people access to things that you didn't know about, or giving you a discount for things that you are already going to buy. So, don't look at the sponsorships or anything like that as kind of an annoying thing that gets in the way. It's really just what makes this all possible. Like, they're helping supporting the show. So if you want this to exist, like, we gotta support the sponsors a little bit. And even if you don't, it's okay too. But that is always out there when available. Like, for example, Sheath Underwear was a big sponsor of the show. I have so many people tell me all the time that they love Sheath Underwear. Like, man, Camilla Zovetti is a huge fan of Sheath Underwear. So like, that's what I'm going for. And that's what I hope that we do, is that, we could really like provide some good opportunities for you to get access to things that you didn't even know about. I play in Sheath Underwear, and I'm telling you, it is like really good. Anyways, whatever. They're not paying for this, so I'll stop talking about it. But, but I genuinely, like, I wouldn't put anything on here that I wasn't a fan of. So anyways, all right, I've been rambling for a little bit. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Got to cut back on your sleep, bro. Dude, hey, that is the one thing that gets sacrificed. I'll tell you what, speaking of sleep, and I'm not trying to complain, but I just want to let you guys know how challenging this could be. And I guess really I'm trying to show you how much I care about this. I went to Newport on Saturday, and I stayed till the second to last match. I left right before the last match, made it home in time to watch the end of that final women's doubles match. And then right away, I got started on recording. I screwed up so bad. I recorded for it was so late at night, and I was so tired from the day. But I was like, I got to record. I got to get this out on Monday. So I'm going to have to record tonight. I was only able to record for about like 2 hours. And for an hour and a half, do you want to hear what I did? I forgot to turn the audio on for the game, so you could not hear anything happening on court. An hour and a half of no on-court audio. I have it recorded. Wait, you know what? Let me see if all right, I'm not going to like send this to my computer, but let me just see if I could like show you guys. I went back and I watched the recording of when I find out. Let me see if let's see if this works. Oh, here. Okay, yeah, this does work. All right, this was my reaction when I found out, and I looked and I saw that I didn't have any audio set up. So check this out. Let's see if you can see it. Look at my face. Devastated. That was me. Literally. Oh, I was so bummed. I was like, I just wasted an hour and a half. Kill me. So I wasted that time. I was able to make it work with some editing magic. But I had to spend like an extra hour and a half editing on Sunday night. I did not finish the whole thing until 1:30 in the morning. I was up to 1:30. Guys, I wake up at 5 a.m. for work. I was so tired. But I'm like, this is like the first one going out to the kitchen. I got to lock in. I got to get this done. Dude, I was so exhausted. Like, literally spent like 12 hours on Sunday working on this thing. But so worth it. I don't know if you guys saw the recap this week, but I like how it came out. I had so much fun with it. There was so much that went on, a lot of content to work with. But man, it was a good one. Funniest part about that was I'm like, all right, I'm going to put this out at 1:30. All right, they're going to get it out to the people early tomorrow morning. Devin's going to be on it. I sent it out at 1:30. Devin texts me back at like 1:40. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, got it here. I'll work on it tomorrow morning. Should be up by 1 p.m. tomorrow. I'm like, 1 p.m. tomorrow? You mean I could have like went to bed and like started again the next morning? Okay, this is fine. I'm not mad about it. No, I'm just kidding. And he was working on a ton of stuff to get it out anyway, so I was glad to get it out. But anyways, that's the story about how that one came to be. But my point is, sacrifice to sleep, dude. I do all the time, and that's why I need help with this. So let's see what else we got here. What else are you guys saying? Thank you for allowing him to do his thing his way. His personality is what makes him my favorite. If he is stripped of that, it's not SNS anymore. Totally. And I wouldn't want to do it if I would literally not do this at all if I had to compromise. Mark D, because you funny. Oh, thanks, man. Bro, you killed it during the live stream. Oh, thank you. Are you talking about Firefight Zone? If you are, thank you. If not, thank you anyways. I don't know what you're talking about. Probably that. 100%. We have zero rules. We do our best to be as authentic as possible. Love that. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm here for. I was so happy to find your channel. I watched certain matches, but love your recaps. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you, Real VB. God, I wish I could have that same mindset with competition. Something I need to work on. I'm too competitive. Well, hey, I guess the first step is being humble enough to accept that and say that. So, you know, we're all, I struggle sometimes too. You know, sometimes you have that initial thought like, oh, sure. But you know, you gotta realize that it's all better for all of us in the long run, you know? Let's see. I was hoping for some neck cord drama with Colin Johns. He got mad, but not nearly as bad as last year, maybe at Newport. Yeah, I was there watching that match. You guys had did you guys see that video? Let me see if I can pull it up. My buddy Brandon, the Ernie King. I wonder if he's here watching right now. I hang out with him every now and then when we go to live events. We always see each other. He was on Family Feud, so that'll be coming in a little bit. But dude, he got footage of me right after it happened. Let me see if I can pull it up in case you guys haven't seen this yet. I saw him like right after I like literally the neck cord happened, and I was so happy. I was like laughing so hard. Oh, here it is. Let me share my screen here. Check this out. This is me. Look, you can see me. I'm laughing so hard. I'm thumbs up, dying laughing. It's a quick little clip, but anyways, I was just sitting there. I'm like getting ready for the match. I'm like, wow, I got to soak this in. Like, I got Colin Johns on one side of the net against Christian Alshon on the other side. This is going to be great. And it lived up to it. We had some fun moments in that match. But you're right. I was hoping for a little bit more of a crash out from Colin Johns. But he kind of held it together. So, yeah. But, hey, hopefully we'll get it back soon. So where do I have to find you going forward? Okay, so, yeah, so I want to talk about that real quick because here's the thing. So what I'm doing with the kitchen is we are doing YouTube collaborations, which means it shows up on both of our subscription feed. Here's the thing, though. It gets posted on their account. So unfortunately, what I'm realizing is if you have notifications turned on for this channel, it's not going to notify you. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if that's possible with YouTube. I'm going to like look into it, but unfortunately, it's going to be an adjustment period for everybody that's looking for it. So I think a lot of people didn't even realize that the episode got released yesterday. The thumbnails look much different. My face is in it. So if you see my face, you'll know. But they make much better thumbnails than I could have ever done. So look for that thumbnail. But it is going to be on the kitchen. If you go to this channel on Sorry Not Sorry, you will see there's a section called collaborations and you'll see it on there. You could also look for the playlist called recaps. You might be able to turn notifications on for that specific playlist. I don't know about that, but if you do, it'll be there. But just know that Monday by like noon or 1 o'clock, maybe a little bit later, every Monday after a tournament, it's going to be there. Unless something happens and I got to push back by a day for whatever reason, but almost 95% of the time, every Monday moving forward, it will be there. So just be sure to check it out. It is on the kitchen. If you go to your subscription feed, you'll see it there. It says kitchen and sorry, not sorry. But it's just going to take a little adjustment period to know what to look for. I think everybody's used to seeing the thumbnails that I put out with all the faces screaming, like it's always like that face. So now it's going to look a little bit different. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry, or the kitchen YouTube, and then our social. Okay, yeah, that's where you can find it. I think that is awesome. You got recognized and you actually played with them. That's how you grow. Oh, with those kids. Yeah. It was very cool. Body bagging kids. Yeah, of course. No, but they body bagged me. They got me really bad sometimes. Like seriously, it was payback. I lost to an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old. Hey, it happens to all of us, you know? Let's see. Hope someone got that on film. No, they didn't get it on film. I was so mad. You know what's so crazy? Actually, I'm so mad at myself because there's a live stream on the Los Cab website, and I literally almost, for some reason, when that happened, I almost was gonna text my fiance and say, "Hey, screen record the live stream for this next match. I'm playing these kids. I want to have it recorded." But I didn't do it for some reason. I had the thought in my gut. My gut knew. I should have trusted my gut. But I didn't. And I would have made the amateur top 10 that I started hosting too, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that, but on the kitchen, there's also the amateur top 10 of the month. So submit your clips to that. That was like a ton of fun to do. I really enjoyed that, actually. So got a lot of good feedback about that too. So be on the lookout for that every month. I'm one of those 61-year-olds. I would watch shorter or long videos. Okay, cool. Yeah, so some people are into both, but look, the format that I do is long. I try to keep it under an hour now. Sometimes in the past it would go to like an hour and a half. I can't do that. So I get messages all the time of people being like, "Dude, your recaps are really long," or, "Oh, you missed this match. Like, why didn't you put this in?" It's like, brother, I had to cut out already a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get this thing down to an hour. I'm at 58 minutes or whatever it is. I can't get everything in. Okay, people. So, it is what it is. Let's see what else we got. Devin is a man. Shout out to Devin. Devin's great. Your Bobo. Oh, your boo-boo is a badge of honor. It is. There's my badge of honor. My boo-boo. I got a boo-boo. Let's see. My favorite show. Oh, we got Hey Shay here. What's up, Hey Shay? She says that for every show, I've realized. So that's okay. Maybe she just has more than one favorite, but I've learned. I've studied the Hey Shay comments. Lesson learned. Yeah. Don't give 110% against two little kids on an open play court. I honestly imagine I got like really badly injured, like broke my wrist. I would have been like, why did I do that? I have shared that video several times of Christmas. I don't know what that means. Of Colin Johns. Okay, not Christmas, Colin Johns. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's great. Will you be at more tournaments? Yeah. I mean, I try to go all the ones in Southern California. So anything at like Newport, they don't do Los Cab anymore. But there's going to be another MOP at Newport. I'll try to make it out to that. San Diego, I'll go to. San Clemente, I'll be at the finals, hopefully. So anything like that, yeah, I'll go. I've been thinking about doing like a trip to Mesa. Or Vegas, but it's a little tough because I gotta record the show. So I would have to like go on a Friday, and then in order to do that, I would have to take off work. So it's kind of challenging for me to do that. That's why I try to just go local where I could just come back that night. So easily the most entertaining dude. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for being happy for my success, Carl. I think that's you, Carl. Carl's got access to their YouTube. So anyways, yeah, so there you go. So that's kind of the background of the kitchen. That's what to expect. And look, I'll just say, like, I understand why people are skeptical. Nobody wants to see, because it's like anything, right? Like a musician that you like all of a sudden signs to like some big record deal, and you're like, oh, I hope they don't like try to go like too like pop music, like, oh, this is like an underground rapper. And now they're just going to make like pop hits for the radio or whatever and changing up what they do. But look, like I'm very aware of that. And that's something that like is just a personal boundary to me. and something that I like refuse to let go of is what I do. So I'm just going to stay me, you know, and I just hope that you guys understand that, and you can believe me or not, you know, but I'm sure you guys know me at this point. You know, I don't need this. At the end of the day, I do have another job. Like I have a full-time job, and if I really wanted to, I could just say goodbye to all this. So why am I doing this? It's because I really believe that this is like a good thing for everybody who wants this, you know? Like that's the thing that keeps me going. Is I literally just like, that's like my mindset with all this is like, man, like I got to get this done because the people want this and whatever. I know it's just pro pickleball, and if it didn't exist, you would find something else or whatever, you know? So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to like glaze myself here and act like I'm more important than it is. I'm not saying this is like important. But I just think it helps push it in the right direction. And it's at the end of the day too, it's fun for me. I have a ton of fun. Colin Johns and Christmas are synonymous. Yeah, I guess. Merry Colin Johns. I'm going to say that this year. Merry Colin Johns, everybody. Merry Colin Johns. So anyways, that's the deal with the kitchen. Be on the lookout. Next Monday, you'll see the next episode for Texas. So that'll be out. So, yeah. So I'm excited for it. Like I said, we're going to get more clips out, get more of an audience. You know, I'll have a lot more help financially, you know, with this, which is going to be good because that just, that helps me be more justified in the time that I'm spending doing this. And look, man, could you imagine if I could just do this full time? Like I'm doing this with 40 hours already taken out of my life somewhere else. Imagine I had 40 hours a week put back in to being able to do this. Like, dude, somebody asked me like, hey, somebody said something to me the other day. They were like, hey, you should do like a documentary or something on the Columbus Sliders. And honestly, that idea like really intrigued me. I was like, it would be kind of fun to like kind of recap the whole story of the Columbus Sliders. But I was like, I don't have time for that. How would I do that? You know, but if I could just make content full time, there'd be a lot more that I could do. And I have some other ideas too that I would really like love to do. If I could do this full time, man, I would, it wouldn't just be this, it would be a lot more, and it'd be content that I know people would really enjoy. So, but I'm going to keep my ideas to myself for now until we make that happen. Keep pumping out the crash out videos. Don't we all love the crash out videos? That's why I do it. It's my favorite part of pickleball sometimes. Great fun watching you. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Mrs. Black. So let's pivot a little bit here. Speaking of crashing out, there was a few crash outs today on the Firefight Zone. Give me your honest thoughts. Like, what are Firefight Zone? Like, what do we think? You can give me feedback too on it. Because some people are into it, some people are not. I've seen a lot of people who are like, shut this guy up, he's too much. Some people are like, hey, this is great. This is boring without somebody who's making it exciting. So I've seen both sides to it, but what do you guys think? Are we into Firefight Zone? Are we not? Do we feel like it's all right? Does it have potential? You know, what could we do different? Because, you know, I'm really trying to like take ownership of this thing and push the powers that be to really try to like make this something good, like better. I think it's great, but I want it to like keep getting better. Daily Warren says your commentary is what makes the videos. Thank you, man. Get a pickleball agent. They have all the sponsors. Potentially. Yeah. I don't know. Could be an idea. I haven't watched the Firefight Zone yet. What is it? Oh, okay, good. Well, I'm glad you said that. So something that I've been getting people say, unforced errors, hell yeah. Carl says, love it. Great for the sport. Nice. One of the things that I've been getting since like the first year I've done this is people have said, hey, you should commentate the PPA matches. It'd be fun if you were a commentator. Honestly, I've always thought like, I don't think I would be that good at it. Like, I don't know. I feel like you need somebody who's like a pro player who has like real insight, you know, or someone who like really like understands pro sports, like has been there, you know, like high competitive level type of thing, or just understand strategy, or someone like Eric Tice, you know, who like knows all the really like unknown players and knows their like their strengths and weaknesses, you know, something like that, you know, or even like Matty Pickles. Like Matty Pickles was always really good with the stats. You know, he had all the stats ready to go, you know, so I always thought that would be like kind of like a better choice than me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, I have like energy and I get excited and stuff, but like how much value does that really have? So people always keep saying, I'm not saying this to like brag or anything. I'm just saying that like it was kind of, how do I put it? I don't want to say it wasn't annoying or anything, but it was just kind of like, guys, I think you're misunderstanding. Like, do you guys not get that I wouldn't be good at this? I don't know. That's just how I like overall kind of felt with it. Can you guys hear that sound effect, by the way? I got to turn it up. You guys are unbelievable. Or is that too loud now? I don't know. I love that sound effect. But yeah, so I finally got a shot at it. So here's how it all happened. Jason Aspis called me up. I believe he's the president of UPAA. Hey, we all know Jason Aspis. Get a Patreon, my dude. Bruh, I got good news. Check the link down in the description. I do got a Patreon, my dude. Wow, because I love your show, but I sometimes think that your irreverence is targeted for a 20-something demo. I like Zane also, so yeah, I don't know. I have a youthful heart, I've been told. I don't know. I'm just silly and goofy. Like I can't be serious. And I suffer from brain rot. I'm chronically online. And that's just who I am. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm always surprised that like my demographic is like, 50 plus. I'm like, you guys like what I'm doing, and all the younger people are like, I don't know, take them or leave them. I'm like, dang, okay. I thought this was the complete opposite. But anyways, yeah, Jason Aspis hits me up. I got to say, guys, like, I'll admit I was wrong about Jason Aspis. I didn't know about him. I didn't know what to think about him. I didn't trust him really. I would say I kind of skewed on the negative interpretation of him prior to me really getting to know him. He didn't seem like a bad guy. I thought he didn't really like what so I was kind of skeptical and I kept my distance from him. But I'll tell you what, man, I've complete 180 on my opinion on Jason Aspis. I actually really like him. He is the man. Like, of course, Jason Aspis is the man, co-founder of The Kitchen. We know you like him. And I get why, because he really is. He is a super cool dude. And I do actually like, okay, I'm going to sound like a PPA show or UPA show. You did not have me do this. I could talk smack about him if I wanted to. Jason, you suck. You're the worst. Like, I could say all that if I really wanted to. But my genuine thoughts are like, oh, damn, this guy is actually trying really hard to improve things. You might not agree on what he's doing. You might think he's taking in the wrong direction. Fine. Like, have your opinion. But what are his motivations? I think he actually has good motivations. And man, I'll tell you what, he has really been vouching for me. Big time. And I found out that even behind the scenes, he has been vouching for me with everything that went on at the end of last year. He's been actually really trying to put in a good word for me. So I don't know. Big thank you to him. I really appreciate what he's been doing. He's been, sometimes I have like conversations with him and he's just like super enthusiastic on like my potential. Like him and Jared were on a phone call and he's just saying like, Chris, I think you'd be really good if we like went for something like this. And I'm just like, dang, like this is like the first time I've ever felt like somebody who's like sees potential in me. Not to get corny, but I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and it seems real. It seems genuine. So I've been like really happy to see that. And anyways, he's the one that's kind of leading behind the scenes on the Firefight Zone. He's really the one pushing this forward. And he's been doing a good job with it so far. He's making it work, So Firefight Zone, for those that don't know, it's like the red zone for football. So, okay, if you don't know what the red zone for football is, when there's a bunch of football games all at once playing at the same time, which game do you watch? They usually they have on this channel, they'll say, here's a game where this team's about to score a touchdown. Oh, there's two teams about to score a touchdown. Let's show both of them. Oh, there's three teams about to score a touchdown. Let's show all three, and here's what you missed. Let's catch you up, all that type of stuff. So we want to have that for pickleball. Because on days like today, the round of 64, dude, there's like 5-6 games going on at once. It's crazy. So, we have a way where we could bounce from stream to stream and try to show you all the best matches whenever they're happening. So it's like, oh, there's a tight game here. Let's go here. Oh, this is a good matchup. Let's go here. And it's so much fun because, man, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever tried on like a day like today, the round of 64. It's amazing that PPA is streaming all the courts, but it's like, dude, which one do I watch? Like, you know, like sometimes it's a lot of unknowns, you know, like a lot of like lower level players sometimes. So you don't know, you know, which match to really watch. But this is why it's great, is because like we'll figure that out for you. Like we'll tell you. Like, for example, today there was a match between I forget who. Rafa Hewitt wasn't playing. Rafa Hewitt was playing with Perina Imperato, and they were playing against Mo Alhouni, and I forget who Mo Alhouni was playing with, but Rafa Hewitt and Mo Alhouni were chirping at each other. It was getting serious, and Mo Alhouni was pissed because he thought that Rafa hooked him. And so I'm messaging the producer, and I'm like, yo, stay on this match. Like, we got to listen in on this. This is going to get good. So he's like, all right, cool. Yeah. So we listened in, and I was like quiet for the first time ever. Rare. But I'm like, all right, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to like, let us listen to this. And you heard all the chirping. You heard all the like celebrations for Rafa Hewitt. It was so much fun. The only part that was unfortunate is we jumped in the second half of game 3. So who knows if there was a bunch of stuff that happened earlier there. But anyways, the point is, it's such a fun way to watch on days like today. Even tomorrow, the round of 32, there's going to be so many matches on. So why try to do the heavy lifting and try to figure out what to watch? Just tune into the Firefight Zone. You'll see everything. And we'll update you on all the matches that end. We'll say this person won, whatever. And it's so great. Best part is there's a YouTube chat. How great is that? I love the YouTube chat. Honestly, I wish more people used it during the Firefight Zone. I think a lot of people just kind of put it off to the side. They kind of listen while they're doing something. But we got the YouTube chat for Tuesday and Wednesday. On Thursday, it goes exclusively to Pickleball TV. So you guys will see, if you have the Pickleball TV app, it is on there. You could just watch that stream. No chat on Thursdays, unfortunately. But for today and for tomorrow, I'll be back on again. So it's, man, it has been super cool. And it's so much fun. I do it from home. I literally sit right here where I'm sitting right now, and I get to just have fun with it. Coolest part was when I talked to Jason, you know, because I've always thought like, all right, if I'm commentating on matches, they're going to like try to tell me like, yo, like, be nice. Like, you got to be professional, you know? But Jason was like, dude, look, like, obviously, like, this is commentating. This isn't the Sorry Not Sorry show, but we want you to be you. So he's like, I want you to try to find a place where, like, you know, you're not sitting there, like, just talking smack about, like, every single player, because that'd be a little over the top. And, like, it's a different format. It's not this show. It's like you're commentating, right? But he's like, but I want you to be you. So like, if you see crash outs, if you see things you want to laugh at, like, go for it. Be loud, energetic, like, do you. Like try to, like, you know, kind of have it be somewhere like in between what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, roger that. And it's been great. I've been having so much fun with it. So it's been great. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys have been enjoying it too. Let's see. Judy, I enjoyed your commentary. Did my laundry and listened and watched. Nice. You did a great job. Thank you. Were you wishing you had someone else in the booth with you? Honestly, a lot of people have been saying that, like, hey, you should get someone else with you. I prefer to be solo, but that's just me. I've watched other people do the Firefight Zone, and I've thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, they probably would. It'd probably be a little bit more enjoyable with somebody else for them to bounce off of. But I think I just do this show by myself. I'm used to being by myself, so I enjoy being by myself. If I had somebody to be with, I wouldn't mind that, as long as it was the right person and I knew them. It could be really fun. But here's the thing, that like when I'm doing it, I'm very locked in on the match that's on screen. I don't know if you guys watched, but I think it was, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Oh no, it was in Newport, right? Yeah, it was Newport. So last week, Graham and Luke from the Bad Calls podcast went on there. And I like those guys. They're funny, you know, and they were entertaining. I was listening to it. And they did them, which was so cool. That's why I love Firefight Zone, is whoever's on, you're being them, and you get a different personality every time. But the thing was, they kind of like it felt like they were doing a podcast while a pickleball match was going on in the background, which ironically is how they do their podcast. But a lot of times you're watching the match and you're like, oh, they didn't even see that. Or they're like distracted from talking to them, like to each other. Which like when they're on, like, they should do that. That's them. That's what they do best. So like, let them do that. But for me, I would be worried about that. I wouldn't be able to really focus on what the person I'm with is saying because I'd want to be like locked in on the match. So that's why for myself, I'm like, I kind of just prefer to do it solo. You know, I'm okay with it. And honestly, if somebody was going to spend the 4 hours with me, I would rather save that person for another time. Like, why combine them with me when we can have them be separate and then you get that person maybe with somebody else or even by themselves? Like, it's only taking away from what that person can do if it's 50-50 instead of 100% of them. So, oh, I didn't know you've known Jason since you were 8. I didn't realize that. That's cool. I thought you guys, I don't know. I guess I just assumed you guys met later in life, or maybe it was like more of a business thing. You met playing pickleball or something. That's pretty cool. Are you ever going to bring in a pro guest player? Do you mean to Firefight Zone? If so, it's not exactly up to me. I'd be open to it. That would be like, I think that would be best. Like if I could bounce back off of someone who actually has experience being in there. Cause that, you know, just being real, that's my gap that I have is I've never been a pro player and I'm also not that good at pickleball. I don't know like high level strategy, you know? So if somebody else could provide that part that I'm missing, I think that would lead to a good back and forth. Honestly, I feel like I'd do really well with Zane. I feel like Zane would be fun to do. You know, I could be more of the energy and he could be more of the like giving us insight type of thing. And Zane has a good personality, so it would be fun. I'm so happy for you to get the attention you deserve. Oh, thank you, Diane. That's so nice of you. I really appreciate that. You guys warm my heart. It's great to have people believe in you. It is. Thank you, Foggy Bottoms. It is, yeah. And so it does mean a lot that you know, Jason and Jared have been very supportive. So I appreciate that. I look at the results of the tournament and you can see what court they played on. Yeah, you could totally. Yeah, the info's all out there, but sometimes it's just kind of like annoying to have to go through that. If I didn't do Firefight Zone, and even on the days where I'm not doing it, I watch it. I'm like, this is so much easier. I could just put this on in the background and I don't have to switch from court to court because I'm busy. Like I'm working during the day. So it's nice that it's just like changing for me and somebody's letting me know what's happening. Because even if you turn on the court, you can't, there's no commentary. So like, you don't know what's going on if you look away, you know, like I want someone to like be talking. So anyways, I love the Firefight Zone. Where do we watch the game? Rafa versus Mo? Oh, follow Diane's advice. Yeah, go look on the brackets and you'll see what court they were on. I don't remember what court it was off the top of my head. But you can go to PPA streamed courts. It's a separate channel than PPA. PPA streamed courts. They have all the courts there. But you got to look up what court they were on and you got to kind of scrub through it to see them. You can find out what time they started and maybe do it like that. But it's a little, you'll figure it out. Me and Nico the Lefty, that would be fun. I met Nico the Lefty. So story time. Yo, story time. Okay, I met Nico the Lefty at Newport. This is so funny. He might get a little upset that I'm saying this, but I got to share the story of me meeting Nico the Lefty for the first time. So I see. Oh, and I was going to share the story about me at the movie premiere. I'll get to that in a second, but let me share this story about meeting Nico. First off, I have shared my what do you call it? I guess you could say criticisms of Nico's content. You know, it's no secret that I'm just not a fan of that short form Instagram, you know, the like quantity over quality type of stuff. There's a lot of people that do that. A lot of it's unoriginal. It's tough to even know who is original. I get duped all the time. I think somebody made it first and then turns out, no, they didn't make it first. And that's just something that, to me, that I value is originality. So whatever. And how do I put it? I'll say this, Nico, I think is a really good fit for Pickle Pod with Zane. Like the both of them, I really like that. Like, I think that is like the format for Nico is being on the podcast. So I'm very happy that he's on there. That's like really good for him. And whatever, people love him on Instagram. So good for them. Like if you like that content, go for it. So anyways, that's my point. But I do like Nico. I like his personality. Like I enjoy him. I talk to him, like we send DMs to each other. Like he's a cool dude. Like I do like him. So I was excited to meet him. I saw him and I was like, yo, what's up, dude? Like, how we doing? So we were talking and we're talking like on championship court, and I felt bad. There's like people walking all around us and we're like in everybody's way. But dude, first off, tall ass dude. He's got to be like 6'3". Tall ass dude. I don't know what he ate, but bro, I can't even say this without laughing. He had like hot sauce or something like all on his face. Like it's as if somebody splashed hot sauce on his face. It was like on his nose. I couldn't stop staring. Like imagine my eyes like looking at his eyes and then looking down his nose. And then like this is how I was talking to him because I couldn't it was like on his nose. And then he's talking and it's like all in his teeth and his mouth and his like mustache. It was so funny. Like bro literally just like blah, 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 like they ate something and it splattered everywhere. I'm even looking down, it's all over his shoes too. I'm like, bro, what did you eat? I didn't say anything. I didn't want to embarrass him. So I'll just say it on this live stream in front of over 100 people. Well, come on, it's funny. I'm sure he'd laugh at himself. But yeah, so whatever he ate, he must have got on the back of Chris Hayworth's shorts. Can we talk about that? I'm not trying to like call out him for sharding his pants. I don't think he sharded. My buddy I was with at Newport thought that he sharded. He's like, bro, did that guy shit his pants? I'm like, no way. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he like bends over to pick up a ball and I'm like, yo, what is that? No way. And we were literally like looking at it for like a good like 10 minutes trying to figure it out. And like, you know, I kind of zoomed out and realized I'm like, oh, I'm like checking out this dude's butt. This is kind of weird. You know? But I'm like, yo, there's something on there. But you could see it. It was not a shart. It had to be like hot sauce or ketchup or something. It looked red. I hope it wasn't blood. But yeah, it looked like he sat in food or something like that. So whatever it was that Nico was eating, it must have got onto Chris Hayworth's shorts. I'm pretty sure. So anyways, all right. I had to say that. I was just thinking about it the whole time. And it was just so funny to me. But anyways, met Nico. That was super cool. We talked for a little bit. Super cool guy. I do really like him. And he was playing in the tournament with Sean Munoz. So I don't know if you guys follow Sean Munoz. I really like Sean Munoz too. I would consider Sean a friend. I was hanging out with him and his wife at that movie premiere thing. I've hung out with Sean. Like we've grabbed dinner before with some other friends and stuff. He's a super cool dude. Like I really like him. He's like a bro, you know? He's like my type of person that I really like. I enjoy hanging out with. So he's super cool. So I was like excited. I'm like, oh, Nico is playing with Sean. Hanging out with the both of them too at Newport was very cool. So they're like, yeah, we're playing later this afternoon. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll come check it out. I didn't get to check out their match, but at some point I went to the bathroom. I left championship court and I saw them there. And I'm like, oh, hey guys, how'd your match go? How'd it go? And they're like kind of like all red. They're like sweating. They're like, yo, just got into our first pickleball fight. And I'm like, yo, what? What happened? So they broke down the story. So if you guys saw the recap, you saw me talk about it a little bit. But what had happened was, I guess there was a close line call. They called it out. Nico and Sean called it out. Opponents thought it was in. Then there was another shot where it hit Sean's hand and they thought it hit his forearm or something like that. So they were pissed off at that. So they were already like heated at Sean and Nico, like really mad. And then on match point, Nico tries the nasty Nelson and misses. I showed it in the recap, but misses so wide. And the dude was so mad. And it was so funny to talk to them about it and hear the story, like from them just telling me, because Sean was clowning Nico so hard. He's like, bro, you missed the nasty Nelson by like 3 feet. Like, what the F was that? And oh, dude, it was so funny. And so they're telling me about this story and they're telling me, and I'm like, dude, I can't wait to go back and watch it, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, the guy that they played against, the guy that you saw try to like hit that like Bert and slid through the kitchen and fell and got all butthurt, he starts walking by with like his wife or something and he's talking smack to Nico. And it was so funny. Like, and I could just tell Nico was so bummed about it. He's like, oh, like, I don't want this guy to like hate me. And Sean did not care at all. It was so funny. Sean was like, F that dude. And I don't know what the guy was saying, but he was like, oh, like, good job, you guys. He was like being all sarcastic. He's like, oh, good work, you guys. Yeah, real mature. Like, good stuff. Yeah, you guys are so awesome. Like, yeah. Like, He was like saying something about him. So he was just talking so much smack to Nico and Sean on the way out. And I'm sitting there like, yo, this is crazy. But man, so hilarious that happened to the both of them. And I'm sure you guys saw, if you saw the recap or if you saw on X, we were talking about it. Leia crashed out on Nico. Were you guys watching this live when that happened? So Leia in the middle of the match. So first off, I see Nico sitting front row on championship court. I'm messaging him. And I was like tweeting about him. I was just trying to joke around. So I saw that he was there and I'm joking around with him. And I'm like, I think I made a tweet like, Nico just texted me, said Leia smells good. What a weirdo. Like, just like trying to acknowledge that I see him in there, right? All of a sudden, in the middle of a challenge, I see Leia. I'm watching TV, just like you guys all probably were. Leia goes over to the crowd. You don't see who she's talking to, but she's talking smack. You just see by the body language that she's like really like leaning into someone. And I knew because I saw Nico was sitting there, I'm like, she has to be talking to Nico. Like, that's exactly where he was sitting. It must be Nico, right? So I was like, maybe it was another fan, but I'm like, most likely Nico. But what would she be saying to Nico? So I'm messaging him and I'm like, bro, did Leia just yell at you? What happened? And he told me like, yeah, she did yell at me. So Leia is not a fan of this new challenge committee rule. And I guess I didn't realize that Zane was a part of pushing that forward. So Zane's on like the committee to review the footage or whatever. And so Leia was basically like, yo, Nico, tell your boy Zane his rule is stupid. It's terrible. Zane doesn't ever win anymore. He's washed. And you guys both need to get the F out of here. His podcast sucks. I don't know if she said your podcast sucks, but like she was like talking smack right there. And it's so funny because you could see the footage. You see everybody like they're all like leaning in, looking like, what's happening? Like, who is she talking to? Like all people who might have not known who Nico is are like, what is she talking about? But so wild in the middle of a match. Because what was happening was if you saw the match or if you saw the recap, you saw that there was a bunch of like, you know, close calls and a bunch of challenges, some overturned, some not. And it obviously was on her mind. There was one that happened right before it. And I talked about this in the recap, but there was one where she didn't call it out. She didn't make the call and she regretted it. You saw it in her face. She was like, I should have called that. And I feel like what happened was she was in her head about it. She was thinking, I can't risk another overturned call. I can't get another call wrong because I'm going to get fined or like, I don't want this to lead to consequences for me. And so then I think she was like, shoot, I had it in my head not to call it. But when I think back in my head, that was totally out. And now I just lost this point. I might lose this match because of this stupid rule. So you have to kind of understand it from her perspective. You know, this rule is put out there in an attempt to get people to call balls correct. Call it correct, meaning the ball was actually in instead of you calling it out. But now look what's happening potentially. It's happening the opposite effect, where balls that were out are getting called in incorrectly. And I mean, that's just as bad. Like if the goal is getting the call right, that's just as bad. And I get it. You'd rather err on the side of calling it in and being wrong than calling it out and being wrong. I do get that. At the same time, here's the other part of it though. If a ball is called out, but it was actually in, you could challenge that. If a ball was out, but you called it in and you keep playing, you can't challenge it. So that ball that Leia missed, she can't challenge it. So it doesn't really make sense when you think about it, because now it's going to lead to more incorrect calls. Whereas versus right now, if there's an egregious hook, there's a challenge system in place. Now, look, people still sometimes get away with it. I get it. And not all the courts challenges are available. It's only available on championship court and grandstand. So that is also part of it, is that a lot of these players on the side courts get screwed over big time. So I'm kind of ambivalent and I'm kind of in the middle of this. At first I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. Like, let's do whatever we can to get more calls right. But now I'm starting to realize like, oh, you know what? I don't know if this is the move. I'm trying to be open-minded to the other side of it, which I didn't even know existed. Obviously there's another side to it. Right. But when I found out that Leia was not in favor of this, I was like, interesting. why would she not be in favor of this? Because I wouldn't expect that, but there's got to be a reason. And so the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, you know what? There are some good reasons why there will be flaws to the system. Now, is it a net positive? Potentially. And I think at this point, that's kind of where I'm at, is like, maybe it's a net positive, but I'm still open-minded. Anyways, I texted Leia after that match. I was like, great match. Also loved what you said after the match when you were like, people are so sensitive to the screaming back and forth. That is what makes it entertaining. But I said, hey, if you have a problem with Zayn's thing, like, let's have you debate about it. Like, let's call him out. Like, let's come on my show. We'll debate about it. I'll be neutral. I'll give you guys space to both go back and forth and let's debate. But I think what's going to happen is I think Leia is going to go on Pickleball now. So breaking news, Leia told Nico if she made it to the finals, she would go on the show. I don't know if she stuck true to that commitment, but Leia did go to the finals. So hopefully we get that. I just want to see that conversation, honestly, because I really want to see both sides kind of combat each other. That would be a very interesting we haven't had a good debate subject in a while. I feel like this would be a good one. So what do you guys think? Are you guys in favor of this? Are you open-minded to the other side of it? Are you against it? What do you guys think? You must have had to take a couple days off from work. Happy to listen in again. Oh, well, no, you know what? I feel very blessed. I talked to my boss. I said, look, it's kind of a dream come true situation. I'm being asked to commentate pickleball matches. I've always wanted to do commentating. I have an opportunity here. And so they let me kind of shift my hours around. Thankfully, my job that I have, I'm able to my first half of the day, I can't move around. Like, I have like meetings with people that I got to do at the bagel shop. I don't know if you guys saw in the first Firefight Zone, Jimmy was like, yeah, Chris works at a bagel shop for a corporate building, which is not true, but I do love that idea. So I think I'm just going to say that. So first half of the day, I'm baking bagels. I can't get out of that. I got to bake the bagels. But second half of the day, I could close up shop for a little bit and then come back after. So actually, I put my actual job on pause, even to do this live stream. I was like, I feel like I haven't live streamed in a while. I got to do a live stream. I got to kind of lay it all out there, tell people what's going on. So I'm going to be working late again tonight, but that's how much fun I have doing this stuff. I'll sacrifice all that. So yeah, so I do work during the day, but literally when I hop off Firefight Zone, it's back to work, back to the bagel shop. But totally worth it because the Firefight Zone is so fun. Lisa says, love your recaps. Thank you, Lisa. Diane says, look at PPA Veolia Lakeland and click on results for today. Then scroll down and it shows what court they played on today. Sometimes it takes a while. Lakeland? We are not at Lakeland. I think you got that one wrong. We are in Texas Open. It might say Dallas, but it's Texas Open. Sellout Merchant. I'm a sellout, I guess. Hey, $1.24 million, you take it too. So you're telling me you wouldn't take $1.24 million? Am I wrong for taking that money? I'm more rich than Anna Bright now. So yeah, I sold out for a good reason. Anybody tell you that you kind of look like a small version of DJ Young? Yeah, all the freaking time. Speaking of which, okay, that's a good. I get 3 people all the time. I get told that I look like DJ Young. I get told I look like Mota Alhouni, not the tall one, the shorter one. And I get told that I look like Gabriel Joseph. So that's a good way to segue into how I went to a movie premiere. And there was a few people there. One of them was Gabe Joseph. And look, whenever I go to these things or if I see players out and about, I have this weird like mindset where I assume, like, my initial base assumption is that people don't know who I am. Like, I go and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just like some guy who does like YouTube videos. They probably have no idea. They're probably too busy. They don't watch stuff like this. They play, you know what I mean? So I'm like always like really surprised when somebody tells me like they watch watch your videos. So I was there. One of the people that was there was Gabe Joseph. This was an event put on by the LA Mad Drops. So Chris Cantino, aka me, he invited me to come to this. Super cool dude. Just got made the GM of the LA Mad Drops, by the way. So congrats to Chris Cantino. I'm the new GM of the Mad Drops. For those that don't know, DJ Young, actually, speaking of which, had me on his podcast, and he started the show off by calling me Chris Cantino. And I was like, actually, that's not my name. My name is Chris Callie. And literally I went through the whole podcast like, did he book the wrong guy? Does he think I'm Chris Cantino? Like, imagine that he brought me on the show thinking I was part owner of the Mad Drops. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute, who do I have in front of me? Oh, shoot. Who's Chris Callie? I asked DJ Young on Family Feud, in case you didn't see it. I was like, all right, look, I want you to be honest. Did you think I was Chris Cantino or not? And like, did you think that you were having on Chris Cantino and it was the wrong person? But he says, no, I just got your names confused. So I'll believe him. I don't know if it's true, but anyways. Okay, so one of the people I saw at this movie premiere, it was at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. I guess that's like a big theater. It was pretty cool. I mean, like, as a tourist, I've been there. I thought it was like just an old theater that doesn't work anymore. You could go see movies there, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so like the classic Chinese theater, they had the movie premiere there. And one of the people that was there was Gabe Joseph. And I was surprised. He came up to me and he's like, hey man, just want to say, like, I really love your videos. Like, I'm a big fan. I was like, dude, no way. That's like so crazy. I was like, honestly, like pretty surprised. And I was like, yo, you know what's funny is I get people all the time telling me that I look like you. And he's like, really? He's like, are you Middle Eastern? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm Sicilian. And I was like, are you? He's like, no, I'm Colombian. I was like, okay. And then he just walked away. Dude, it was kind of awkward. I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, okay. I did not handle that well. I'm so weird like that. See what I'm saying? Like, I say the cringiest stuff to people, which, oh my gosh, wait. Can I just share all my cringy stories right now? Do you guys want to hear my cringy stories? That was one of them. Another cringy story. Do you guys want to hear I had 3 moments at Newport on Saturday. So cringy. I can't stop thinking about. One of them I spoke about on the recap. You probably heard me talk about it, but Tyra was there. And I see Tyra and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Tyra? And she's like, hey, what's up, Chris? I was like, how you doing? She's like, I'm doing well. I'm like, man, you ready to play in this win? This is crazy. She's like, oh my gosh. And I was with some other people. So we were like all talking. She's like, man, I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. because the wind was so loud. I didn't know what was going on. The same thing happened to me. I woke up and I was like, yo, this is crazy. And so I said, yeah, me too. I woke up this morning. The wind was so loud. I was like, I thought that there was like a hurricane outside or something. And then like my dumb brain was like, hurricane. Sure, her name is Hurricane. I should make a joke about it. So I was like, yeah, I thought it was like a hurricane outside. And then I was like, but I bet you know all about that. Nobody laughed. Not a single person laughed. Everybody else, I was with like 4 people. They all groaned. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, no, you did not just say that. I was like, just kidding. Everybody turned on me. You guys were unbelievable. It was so cringy. And then she like walked away and got some food or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, why did I just say that? So cringy. Whatever. But that was one cringy story. I had two other cringy moments. This next one. So the next one is like less cringy. The third one, by far the cringiest thing that's happened to me, like that whole time. The second one, Millie Rain was at the movie premiere that I was at. Not this last Sunday, but the Sunday before. Millie Rain was there. Millie Rain, another person who was like, oh, you're that Sorry Not Sorry guy, right? Yeah. I love your videos. I watch them every now and then. I was watching the Rage compilation, the best of 2025. That video's so good. I was laughing so hard. I forgot about all the stuff that Fed did. She was like, and she is so sweet. She like really like, you just talk to her. I was talking to her for a little bit about other stuff. And she's just like a really like sweet person, you know, like she's just like, I don't know. She's just a sweetheart. Like how else do you describe it? She is like a very kind person and very nice. And yeah, it was like kind of cool to talk to her about it. I was joking around. I'm like, oh yeah, you made the cut on that one too. You had a moment there. And she was like, oh yeah, I did. She got almost like a little embarrassed like about it. So it was like kind of funny, but anyways, I had like a conversation with her there. So I thought we knew each other. I thought we established, we're friendly. We're at least acquaintances, right? We know each other. Are we on a first name basis or not, Millie Rain? Anyways, I see her at Newport. She's in the VIP section and I see her walking by and I see her walking by and I go, oh, hey, Millie. I raise my hand. Hey, egoed me. looked at me, and continued to walk. What the heck, Millie? How are you just going to act like you don't know me all of a sudden? I was with my buddy who I brought there. He doesn't even really know the pro pickleball space that well. He shows up sometimes. I've known him since 4th grade. So like he lives up in LA, and every now and then just to catch up, I'm like, hey, I got tickets. Come hang out with me. So he saw that happen, and I was like, okay, that was awkward. I'm like, I met her last week. I thought we knew each other. I guess not. She just completely egoed me. It was so embarrassing. Like my friend had to kind of like ignore that it happened. Dude, so bad. Like literally, I'm sweating thinking about it. Like how awkward that was. So yeah, that was very cringy. The last one, this was the worst one to me. You guys might not think this was the worst one, but to me, this is the one that hurts the most. Oh my gosh, it's so cringy. Because it was okay, so I'm sitting down. Do you guys remember Josh Gartman? Let me know if you guys remember Josh Gartman. Josh Gartman, back in like 2023, was the first stat guy. We had nobody giving stats, and Josh Gartman was on X giving out stats. Like, was so good at it. He was the only person we could rely on for stats. He was so good at it. Fast forward to like 2024, the DC Pickleball team scooped him up. They made him a part of their MLP team. And so with that, he was no longer like a content creator. He wasn't really a content creator, but he wasn't on Pickleball X giving us stats anymore. Whatever. We had more people come in like Maddie Pickles, Eric Tice, everybody that, contributes and does like news and journalism and stuff like that. But he was like the original. And so we would talk every now and then on X, and I haven't heard about him or seen him in so long. And I'm there and I look over and I see him there and I'm like, oh, wow, that's Josh Gartman. I don't know if he knows me. I'm like, I want to introduce myself. I want to say hi to him. Like I loved his tweets, which sounds silly, but like they were very helpful back in the day. So I'm like, I want to go say what's up to him. So there's a break in the match. Like one of the games was over. So I get up. I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Let me just like shake his hand real quick and say what's up. So dude, this is crazy. Actually, I get up and I'm think the part that's most cringy is like how confident I was. I get up and I'm like, Josh Gartman, Chris Callie. Nice to meet you, man. And the guy goes, hi, I'm Matt. But I was like already walking. So I kept walking. He goes, hi, I'm Matt. Good to meet you. And I walked away and I went, oh my gosh, that was not Josh Gartman. So cringy. Like I didn't even like process what happened. I already walked away. So this dude, Matt, literally just had me come up to him and go, Josh Gartman, I'm Chris Callie. High five me. And was like, and then walked away. And dude, I was cringing so hard on the walk back to the bathroom. I'm like, should I go back and say something? Should I like tell him what happened there? And I didn't. I just left it at that. I was too embarrassed to go back. I know what happened though. I do know who that guy was. That's why it was a familiar face. He kind of looks like Josh Gartman, but it's not. His name is, I forget what his last name is, but that is an old friend I used to play with in Santa Monica. It was her brother, her older brother, who has played on like in qualifiers. I think he's made the main draw every now and then. He's a good pickleball player. But it was him. His name is Matt. And I recognized him. And for some reason, my brain was like, that's Josh Gartman. Go say hello to him. Huge mistake. Huge L. L's in the chat for me on that one. Josh Gartman, Chris Callie. Good to meet you. Hi, I'm Matt. All right. Dude, like literally, that was the worst one for me. Partner body bag winner off the net with all those cringy moments. I'll let you guys decide on that one. That was some rough stuff there. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the story. I have one other story I want to share about the movie premiere, but let me check to see what you guys are saying here real quick. Yeah. Better said here. Nico is big. Okay, yeah. Don't overhype him. Sean, what do you mean, Sean's? Oh, what? This Justin in the chat. Oh, you're being silly. I know you like Sean. I hope you like Sean. Got clock the T. I I saw him sitting there too. I didn't know it was him. She was arguing with, yeah, I knew right away. And I'm so glad I knew that, because that made the whole experience of watching that match so much better. Like, to watch that live and see that happening and know what was happening, just I was smiling, laughing so hard by myself, like watching that. I was eating lunch at the time, and I was just so enjoyable. That match was so fun. Let's see. But per the rules and the spirit of the game, we do have to call it in if it's not clearly out. Yeah, no, for sure. That is the rule. Yeah, you call it in unless it's clearly out. So that's like a fair argument. I think that's a fair point. Like, so rather err. That's why they do that rule, is rather you err on that side and continue playing than not. But it does make it, like, to me, the solution would be, okay, yeah, call it in if you don't know, but then you should be able to still challenge that in ruling. I get why they don't do it, because it would be a lot to, like, every single time to have to go back and, like, where is it? What, like, if we had like a 50 shot rally, which one of those we got to watch every single shot? So, you know, I do get why they don't do that, but maybe there's a way. I mean, I think we need the technology to, like, just see it instantly. I know that that's easier said than done, but everybody would agree that would be the solution here. OMG, I got the tournament name wrong. Yeah, we are not in Lakeland. We are far away from Florida. Oh, we got Bob in the chat. Bob was on Family Feud. His episode will come out in the near future, so stay tuned for that. This show is all about the cringe. Hell yeah, you're so right. I gotta embrace it. Embrace the cringe. Hey, I talk enough about people doing cringy stuff that I got to be able to own up to my own cringy behavior. You know, it is what it is. And I don't know. I think it's funny when I do cringe stuff, like, whatever. I don't take myself that seriously. That's why I get upset when other players and stuff like that, like, get butthurt that I make fun of cringy stuff that they do. It's like, I don't know, just, like, laugh at yourself. You know, it's funny. That's cold, Millie. Yo, Diane, you're so right. That is cold, Millie. Completely egoed me. The sound clips are so close. Yeah, right? Okay. I'm glad somebody likes them. All right. 83.457%. It was him. Is that Josh Gartman we're talking about? Does anyone have a valid promo for PPA Texas? Okay. Somebody messaged Drew Bullock in here trying to spam for a promo code. I think the KOTC guys probably have that. Happens to all of us. Yep, it sure does. Okay, so I do have one more story I got to share with you guys. Kate, to be cringe is to be free. Man, put that on my tombstone. I answered the questions for Family Feud. I can't wait to see it. When will Family Feud be? So the next off week that we have, I'll be putting out episode number 2. I'm going to slowly sprinkle them out. I don't want to just do them all at once. I want to, you know, have a few kind of in my back pocket to put out. So, but after this weekend, so not this coming up next week, but the week after that, we'll have a Family Feud episode out. So, and it's a good one. These are really good. We had a lot of fun with these, so you guys will enjoy them. If you haven't watched the first one, go watch it. DJ Young and Dylan Frazier with Sydney Steinecker and Troy Hammer. That was a very fun one for the first episode. So yeah, so go check that out. All right, I do have one more story I got to share. I feel like I have to talk about this because this was probably the most interesting thing that happened to me at that movie premiere. Well, I guess a few things. First off, I got to meet Dave Fleming. This is a side note. I got to meet Dave Fleming, and you know, for me, like, my perspective, whatever, like, pro players, I don't know. I just, like, see them as people who are really good at pickleball. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get, like, starstruck or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, and whatever. Like, I think when I first start getting into pickleball, I was, like, excited to see those people. I think now at this point, I don't know. I feel like it's not like a huge deal. It's cool. Like, you know, like, there are people that I watch, but you know, it's whatever. But for people like Dave Fleming, like, you know, like the big commentator, I don't know why, but for some reason, like, I have a lot of respect for Dave Fleming. You know, it's funny. I was talking to my buddy Bob. I play pickleball with all the time. Bob is 70 years old. One of the funniest things that ever happened actually with Bob, quick side story. One time somebody hit a drop volley against this. He's an old feller. And somebody hit a drop volley on him. And he's still pretty athletic for his age. He runs up, gets to it, hits a lob winner. And everybody's like, yo, how did you track that down? That was crazy. First thing he says, he hits the shot. Everybody cheers for him. He looks around, stops, puts his hand on his hips and goes, you know, today is my 70th birthday. And we all were like, no way, happy birthday. Like, that's wild. But also, holy crap, dude, you're 7 years old. You're that athletic. It was insane. So anyways, I play with Bob all the time. He's so good at skinny singles. Always whips my butt. But anyways, I was warming up with him and I was telling him, like, yeah. He's like, how's the pod going? I'm like, it's good. They got me commentating now. So I'll be commentating some PPA matches. He's like, oh, you know who you need to take some notes on? That guy that commentates for the PPA. What's his name again? I'm like, Dave Fleming. He's like, yes. Now that guy is hilarious. That guy is very funny. I really like him. And dude, I could not stop laughing. Because it's funny because like all the younger people kind of roll their eyes at Dave Fleming. They think he's corny. He's got like the sayings, the whatever, the snowman and Newport or whatever. But to see like somebody who's 7 years old and have their perspective, like they love him. Like they think he is like the best of the best. And so it was so funny for him to say that. So anyways, I do like Dave Fleming. I think he is good at what he does. So I saw him there and he was next to Matt Manassi. So I came over and I said hi to Matt Manassi because him and I have talked before. So I'm like, hey, what's up, Matt? And then Dave Fleming looks at me and he's like, look who it is, Chris Cali. Good to see you here, buddy. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, holy crap, he knows me. This is crazy. He goes, man, so glad you're back doing your stuff. That was pretty crazy what you had to go through. And I'm like, he knows what I've been through. He knows the story of everything. Like, this is crazy. And so it was so cool. I was like talking to Dave Fleming for a little bit and just some small talk, just talking about stuff. But I was like, this is like whatever. I don't know. I got a lot of like happiness from it. I was like, this is like really cool. Like, I didn't think Dave Fleming knew any idea of who I was. And here he is like, dude, like, love your stuff, man. So happy you're back, blah, blah, blah. He was like, how's the Firefight Zone coming? That's so cool. You're doing the Firefight Zone. I'm like, oh, dude, this is like so cool. I told him the story about Bob and how much Bob loves him. I was like, dude, you are the GOAT, man. He's like, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see him there. But there were some other players there. And I'll tell you the list of players who were there. Blaine Hovenier was there. I didn't talk to him at all. I just never got a chance to. My fiance was like, you should tell Blaine that like I really enjoyed watching him play when I came for the first time. My fiance likes Blaine because when she went to an MLP for the first time, he was so hype on Grandstand. And she's like, whoa, this is pickleball? Like, this is crazy. I was not expecting this. Like, these guys are hype. This guy's really hype. It made it really fun. So she's always remembered that. So she was like, oh, wow, it's that guy. So he was there. Sean Munoz was there with his wife. He was great to talk to. Igor was there from Dink Different, content creator on Instagram. He's always a blast to hang out with. Jane Holland was there, obsessed with pickleball. Chris Cantino was there, obviously. Who else was there? Gabe Joseph, I already said, was there. Millie Rain, I told you, was there. Who else? I think that's it for Max Freeman was there. I talked to him at the very end. Because I don't know if people know me, and I feel weird like introducing myself because they're like, "Who are you?" Like, okay, hi, my name is Chris, and they're like, "Okay, cool." But I talked to Max Freeman at the end, and he's like, "Hey, man, love your videos. Yeah, I recognize you from those videos." And I was like, "Oh, cool, no way." I made a joke too because there was a character in the movie that looks exactly like Max Freeman. You know what? Let me see if I could pull this up. You guys tell me if this looks like Max Freeman or not. The whole time I was watching it, I'm like, yo, this is literally like Max Freeman here. Like this actor looks exactly like him. I'm gonna pull it up. So here, let me share my screen here. Let's look at the IMDb for this movie. Like I said, I'll give this movie like a 7 out of 10, maybe like a 7.5. So this is what it looks like. This is like the poster. So, I mean, you can see it looks a little corny. And it was like, I can't lie, it was a little corny. No real big stars. One big star was, where is he? John O'Hurley. Some of my my veteran viewers here, we'll call him. You guys might remember him as Jay Peterman from Seinfeld. I never watched Seinfeld, but that's like what everybody knows him from. Jay Peterman or something like that. But for my younger audience, this is King Neptune of SpongeBob. Do you guys remember SpongeBob? King Neptune? The voice of King Neptune was in this movie, John O'Hurley. So I didn't know who it was. I'm like, why do I recognize him? And then once I found out, me and my fiance were like, no way, King Neptune, he's here. Like he was like, I was so hyped once I found out that's who it was. But check out this dude. Does that not look like Max Freeman? So, right? One's in the chat if it looks like Max Freeman. Two's in the chat if I'm an idiot. One's if it does. Two's if it does not. What do we think? Over on the left side there. Bro, that is Max Freeman. Right? I got to find the right here. Okay, not a cowboy. All right, some of these not really helping me out here, but dude, I feel like this looks like him. Especially when you see Max Freeman, a kind of more casual. Okay, so I see a ones. We see some ones. So anyways, yeah, so I guess the reason why I brought that up is when I was saying goodbye to Chris Cantino at the end of the night, and then I saw Max, and Max was like looking at me. So I was like, hey man, how's it going? My name's Chris. And he's like, yeah, I recognize you from your videos. And I was like, oh, I recognize you from the movie. You look like that dude that was in the movie. And I don't know if he enjoyed hearing that or not, but I felt like I had to say it. That's the problem with me is when something's on my mind, I like have to say it. Gets me into trouble sometimes, leads to cringy moments or pissing people off. Sometimes it works and people like it, I guess. But it is what it is. So anyways, there's that. Okay, there's one other person that was at this movie premiere that you don't know what Max Freeman looks like? Hold on. Let me show you. How do you not know what Max Freeman looks like? Come on now. Let me do a little Google search. Let me show you. This is Max Freeman right here. Max Freeman going to play with Ben Johns on the Mad Drops this year. Hold up. Here we go. This is Max Freeman. That kind of looks like him, right? Here, let me pull up the picture of the other guy. The actor, Eric Nelson. What do we think? Does that look like him? Huh? Which one is Max Freeman? Is it this guy? Or is it this? Dude, come on. That looks exactly like him. Am I tripping? It's so true. I feel even more justified after saying this. Did we answer the question in the title of the stream yet? Yeah, I sold out. I took $1.24 million from the kitchen. I'm richer than Anna Bright. Okay, so yes, I did sell out. I don't care. How about you, when you're crying about it, I'm going to wipe up your tears with all my money. Just kidding. No, I did not sell out. I already talked about it. I won't bore everybody with going through that spiel again. I'm with you. I see it. Okay. Can't tell them apart. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. I literally was watching. I'm like, yo, that is Max Freeman. Okay, you were going to say yes. Of course you would, Value Robot. You anonymous person, you. That's okay. You can feel that way. You're entitled to your opinion. But okay, so wait. So there was one other person I saw there, and this is very interesting. Because if you guys have listened to past streams before, past live streams, you might know the lore. And I'm not going to really get too deep into the lore, but it was interesting. Kate Fahey was there. Kate Fahey was at this movie premiere. Who remembers why that might be a special person to be at this, to be in my vicinity? Does anybody remember the lore on this? So how do I put this? I won't dive too deep into the story, but I have a friend who has some beef with Kate Fahey. And I'll just leave it at that. And I take my friend's side in that beef. And I don't hate Kate Fahey. I don't hate anybody. And whatever. I met her and I was talking to her and I was polite and I talked with her. Like, I was ignoring her the whole time. It was funny because, the theory is that out of all the people who could have been putting in a bad word to get me taken down at the end of last year, she was one of the candidates. I don't know if that's true. if I had to bet money on it, I would say it wasn't her, but some people think it was. So it was funny. Some people I was with in that moment go, "Oh, Kate Fakey's here, dude, she's here," like kind of poking at me, like, "Oh, bro, the person that tried to take you down is here. You think she's gonna say anything to you?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know. I don't think she knows who I am." Then I was talking later. We're waiting for the movie to start, like out in the hallway. And that was when Millie was talking to me, and Millie was like, "Oh, you're the guy from Sorry Not Sorry. Yeah, I watch your videos, blah, blah, blah." So the discussion got started. And then Kate chimes in and she's like, "Oh, yeah, I thought I recognized you. Yeah, I've seen your videos before." And I don't know, you could kind of just tell that she was kind of holding her cards close to her chest a little bit with that. You know, she wasn't going to be like, "No, I don't know who you are," but she wasn't eager to say that. And I don't know why. And like, there's a lot of assumptions running on here. But if the theory that she was not a fan of me is true, then the way she was acting kind of fits. She was like, "Oh, yeah." And then she was like, "So whatever happened with that whole thing? Like, I heard like you got like taken down or something like that. Is that true? Like, what happened with all that? Did you ever like come back?" She was like kind of probing. I'm just sitting there thinking like, you probably had a part to do with that, didn't you? I didn't say anything, but I explained the story. And like I said, I was polite and talked to her, but the whole time she was there, I didn't talk to her until they talked to me. You know what I mean? I was like, I was kind of ignoring her, and I was just busy talking to other people that I do like, so whatever. Look, I don't know the full story and everything about Kate. I'm sure she's a great person. I actually do think she has a good sense of humor. Like, so if that whole thing didn't happen with my friend, she'd be like a person that I would probably bring on Family Feud or whatever, I would have been way more friendly, but because of all that happening, it just kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth, and it's just how it is, but I just thought that was so interesting that she was there, and we had a little interaction, and I don't know what to make of it. I still don't know what to make of it. But she does know who I am. She does know that I got taken down. So I wonder if she knew why. So I'll leave it at that. But I just thought that was interesting. Little story time there for the event there. But man, that is about it. We've been going for a while. Been going almost 2 hours. Why don't we end with a bang? Should we play a little game? It's been so long since we played. Should we play the game that we always play? Where is it? How do I play it? Oh, man. I can't get to it. I can't scroll up. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Oh, man. It's like broken on me. There we go. Hold up. All right. Here we go. Let's play.
Partner body bag, winner off the net. Partner body bag, winner off the net. Leia Jansen, winner off the net. Dyson McGuffin, winner off the net. Haley Waters, body bag, body bag. James Ignatovich, body bag, body bag. Sorry not sorry, winner off the net. Sorry not sorry, partner.
Man, seeing how old those clips are is actually, it gets funnier and funnier. I think I always want to just keep those old clips. It's so classic. Who are we doing? What are we doing? Is this thing on? Yeah, you're here. What's up, Jake? Let's see what everybody's saying. Need the head bashing meme on screen right now. Yep. We all remember that. That was a fun one. All right. What are we thinking? Who should we partner with? Who should we body bag? Who should we hit a winner off the net against? James Ignatovich reference. Man, that's a classic right there. Yeah, it's a little weird now. We haven't seen him play. So yeah, I don't know. Do I get my buddy to change the song? Should we get a new song? Somebody make me a new song. I feel like I need a new one. All right, who are we doing? How are we ending this thing? Who should we do? Should we do with all the cringe stories? Should we do Tyra? I didn't even know you were alive. YouTube has failed me. Live or alive? You thought I was dead? Hurricane Millie, Josh, yeah, or Matt. After how I feel about that, who do I want to partner with? Who do I want to body bag? Who do I want to hit a winner off the net against? You know what? I think, oh man, I think Millie is the one that I feel hurt by the most. I'm going to body bag her. Everybody else, like, I kind of did something to them, but like Millie brought it on to me. All she had to do was just wave, say, nod the head. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah, got to body bag Millie. So body bagging her. Partner with Tyra. She's the better player. And then hit a winner off the net against Matt, aka Josh Gartman. Man, that, like, literally, I'm like, I can't even speak right now because I'm just thinking about how embarrassing that was. Like, if you guys could just see the look in his eyes when I shook his hand and he was like so confused. He's like, who are you? And why did Josh? What? Like, I don't even know if he knew that that's why I said Josh Gartman. Like, it sounded like I just said a bunch of random words in the beginning. And he was like, what? Why did, like, I got up out of my seat to like shake his hand. Like, the guy was like, that was so weird. Like, I didn't do that to anybody else. Like, he was like, why did he just come after me? So, yeah. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to partner with Tyra, body bag million, winner off the net on Josh Gartman, aka Matt. Yeah, winner off the net on Kate, so she could bash herself in the head. Oh, here we go. The umbrella, the golf ball, and your handshake. I am going to partner with the umbrella because it can take me to new heights I haven't seen before. I'm going to because I wouldn't partner with the golf ball because the golf ball misses. But I wouldn't want to body bag the golf ball because if I get a body bag back, I might get concussed. So I will body bag the handshake and I will hit a winner off the net against the golf ball, which, by the way, that was nuts. I was there for that. I did not know what happened. I just see this thing in the sky and I was like, that was so weird. I thought Fed threw something. He was like pissed and like threw something. And I was like, wow, he threw that really high in the air. That was weird. And then I was sitting behind the camera, like the crane camera, and I could see on there, and I'm like watching, so I could see the broadcast, and I saw them showing the replay, and I was like, holy crap, that almost hit Ben. I heard Dave Fleming screaming, oh my gosh, that almost hit Ben. Like, and I was like, yo, this is wild. So crazy. Dude, you're going to have to go back and watch, man. I had a cringy moment with somebody that I thought was Josh Gartman. Oh, the umbrella could protect me from the golf ball. Well, that's why I said I'm going to partner with him. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for this week's episode. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not. Make sure to leave a comment. Give a thumbs up. Share this episode with your friends, all that. Go check out the recap if you haven't watched it yet. Keep checking the kitchen for the content. That's going to be where the recaps are from now on. You'll see it in your subscription feed, but it's probably not going to give you a notification. Sorry about that. I'm not sorry. I wish there was a way to fix that. I got to look into what we can do about that. So make sure everybody knows when a new recap comes out. So I've been hearing a lot of people being like, oh, I didn't even know that you had a new one come out. So that's my bad. That's an oversight on me. I will figure that out. But that's part of why I wanted to hop on here and let you guys all know. So everybody who's in the chat, everybody's been hanging out. Thank you guys so much. Judy, always good to see you in here. All right. Well, that's going to do it, everybody. Good stuff. I will see you guys on Thursday for another round of the Firefight Zone. Firefight Zone is going to be on tomorrow. I'll be in the live chat hanging out tomorrow in the Firefight Zone. So let's all hang out and let's make the chat fun tomorrow in the Firefight Zone. I'll be there Thursday for the afternoon shift. Afternoon? Yeah. And Camilla Zovetti and Ava are doing the morning. So that'll be a ton of fun. So anyways, see you guys back for then. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back next